One of the things we wanted to do today, you've been pretty active. I shouldn't say active. I don't know how much you've been posting on the Discord, but you've been an active.
I'm a lurker.
Yeah, you're a lurker. You're an active consumer in the Discord. There's been a lot of like newsworthy things happening in there pretty much ever since the Holo drop. They've been doing a lot of office hours and stuff. So we were going to just cover a couple of like the main things or the main takeaways from what you've seen the last couple of days.
Not sure if this was office hours or not. I know that the Dapper team has started setting up office hours. And I do want to say, like, I have been and I've never been this early in a beta or anything, but I've been pretty impressed with how open they've been and just how upfront they've been, despite like some of the errors and some of the things that have happened. They've either apologized or explicitly told people what the problem was, like that that nugget of cookies knowledge. Like, what other company would have been like, this is exactly why that happened?
Most companies would have blamed the consumer. Most companies would have been like, there was something you did incorrectly, and that's why you didn't get it. And yeah, they have been very forthcoming.
Roham was in the chat last night. I think he's the CEO of Dapper. He's dropping some crazy knowledge and like addressing things that I think other companies wouldn't, and just is very transparent with the audience. So some of the fun things that I saw, let's see. Someone asked, does the NBA have any involvement in the process? And Roham said they pick and send all the videos.
Really?
Yeah. So the moments that we see are fully curated by the NBA.
That's so interesting. I would not have guessed that. I mean, although now thinking about it, it makes a ton of sense. Like if they want full say in what things they're putting out there, I guess that does make sense. But I would not have guessed that.
Here's another one. They said, with how popular things have gotten in the past months, what do you think is the hardest challenge you'll face in the future? And he said, really good question. I think we'll get current issues under control and get ready to 100x. But doing another 100x on top will require us to scale the team to a pretty significant size, and maintaining culture and creativity as the company grows is very important.
Wow.
I think that's a phenomenal answer. Like he's like, not only are we going to 100x whatever the situation is now, and again, I don't really know what that means entirely, but it sounds cool. But also like knowing that the culture and creativity of the company is important, and that's where like a lot of these things are coming from.
Yeah,
I think that's a great moment.
I think they really do have to figure out the pack drop stuff soon, though. I can see that being an irritant that moves people away, and it is impossible for them to grow without figuring that out. Because if they haven't, they've got like a captive audience right now, a bubble, if you will, and if they need to figure out that process. And it seems like they were close. Like the last couple base set drops that they've done were way more efficient and transparent. So it was kind of alarming for them to have such a much smaller number on Saturday and to fuck that up as aggressively as they did. Because I know friends too who haven't gotten a pack in a while, and I can't believe this is a phrase being thrown around, but have had pack fatigue.
A little PF.
A little PF.
Yeah.
With that, just being being excited about something, but being unable to accumulate anything. You're just kind of like, well, what am I doing?
I'll give you two more nuggets from the Discord. There's a ton in here, and I would like, this is still so new that no news organization like batched it all up and put it out. I feel like I'd click on that and you get a recap, but yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm too lazy. There have been so many great moments from the season. Will there be any user voting to determine future moments?
Oh,
and he said 100%, just trying to figure out how. We'll try a bunch of those experiments once we turn growth back on. And he dives a little more into what growth means, what he means by growth. But the spark notes of it is that they're a couple weeks away from turning growth back on, meaning trying to generate more or get more users. And what I thought was interesting is he mentioned, to paraphrase, he said that growth for them isn't traditional advertising yet. It's not like throwing a commercial on during a game or a billboard. It's truly working with influencers and working with targeting sports card collectors.
We're right here.
Any chance for a watch list for cards we're interested in, or filter for cards that are owned or unowned? And wishful thinking, a feature for placing bids on cards that execute when the price drops.
Ooh.
All three are things I didn't know I needed until I read that.
Yeah. Especially that last one. What did they say?
Roham said 1,000% on all three, but will take time to get that into priority.
The player watch thing is great because I would say once a day plug in Peyton Pritchard's name to see if he's in the marketplace yet. And he's not.
He's that like phenomenal rookie, right? That
He's not good, but he's a white guy in Boston, so we all overreact. I'm sure
fuck yeah, dude. Last one, which I got most hyped about, is someone said, any idea if we'll see an NFL moments on the platform or an NFL moments platform like Top Shot with 2 question marks? I would have put 6. And Roham replied with the 100 emoji.
Wow. I would imagine NFL licensing is way harder than NBA licensing. That would be my guess. I also think those moments are harder to sell only because you don't see faces. I know that's such a stupid take, but I just think the NBA is a little bit more accessible because, one, they're encouraged to say things where the NFL you're not. So there's just more personality around NBA players, but we're physically seeing more of them than we are NFL players. Like, Tom Brady, the GOAT, sure, won a bunch of Super Bowls. There's not many there's not a lot of charisma around Brady, I don't think, outside of like making out with his kids. But like Gronk, on the other hand, I think the Gronk one is pretty good.
I think they can make it work, but to your point, like the moments would be few and far between. Not to mention so many fewer games,
right?
But like, oh, here's a Leonard Fournette 6-yard run. Like,
yeah, exactly. Right. They would have to be playoff moments or like 3 moments a year outside of that.
No, I just think one way it could work though is if you incorporate the fantasy element to it.
Right. No, I just think more often than not in football, especially considering the fantasy element of it, rarely is it one specific play. It's just like, wow, Derrick Henry rushed 22 times for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like the what's the word? What's the completion? Right, is what makes it, outside of like a couple Odell Beckham Jr. catches.
Someone also asked about longer moments. Can you make the moments longer? And they were like, yeah, we're working on it.
Oh, give me a 6-hour moment, dude. Give me
I own the whole game.
Yeah.
I own the March 13th game against the Heat.
I paid $272 million for the 1981 Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
And it's a 1 of 1, so if you want to replay it without you need my express written consent.
You can't find this on YouTube. You can't find this on NBA TV. I own the game. I love that. You want to buy a game? We'll call it GameStop.